Iridology pictures and meanings. Have you ever asked yourself that question, or have you ever been asked that question? So, where does it come from? First of all, let's analyze the word iris. I for India, R-I-S, iris. Iris is an Egyptian word meaning rainbow. Now, the colors of the eyes are great indicators of the internal health and the external health of the human body. Now, in my career spanning 4 or 5 decades, I've observed hazel eyes, green eyes, blue eyes, dark green eyes, black eyes, brown eyes, light brown eyes, hazel eyes. I've done all these varieties of eyes, and I've seen many versions of eyes, from Africans to Barbados to Bermuda to Australians to New Zealanders to Finland to Denmark to England to Scottish to Irish. I've checked all those eyes, over 40,000 pairs of eyes. Now, what does the colors mean? Great question. This is the chart we use to explain to people where their body is at when you photograph the eyes. Right, if the color of the eye is that color, like for example in the green, it'll be like murky gray, or in the brown it will be very dark brown. If they photograph the eyes and it's that color, that means the stage of their body is acute. In other words, they're suffering from acute disease, which is the start of disease. That can be as young as 3 years old. That's that's that color. The second color, which become a darker blue or darker like hazy like that, with grey colors, that means that body is now suffering subacute. In other words, there's a deeper level of sickness. Move on to dark grey, dark colors. That is now the chronic stage. In other words, the blue eye is darker, the brown eye is darker, the hazel eye is darker. Is now mean that is the chronic stage of disease. That person's body is in a chronic stage. Remarkably, 80% of the United States chronic disease is at that stage. 80%. That's because there's so much junk and so much rubbish being eaten by Americans. Right? You'd be amazed what damage they do to themselves. So that's that stage. Now the next level is very dangerous. That's the degenerative stage. The eye now is very dark. The blue eye is almost dark blue. The brown eye is like almost black. That is the degenerative stage. In other words, that's cancer, tumors, wens, tremendous back pain, arthritis, psoriasis. These are all eczema. These are all serious diseases. The darker the eye, the worse the person is internally. However, the good news is, if once we pin down which part of the organs is suffering from acute, subacute, chronic or degenerative, once we realize where they are, we can reverse that. For example, if they're chronic, we can reverse it back to subacute and to acute. Even if they're degenerative, with the right treatment, they can reverse that right back to where they should be. That's how powerful knowledge of nutrition and iridology combined together can affect your health. It is a tremendous tool for me as an iridologist to help people who are sick. Right? And people are astonished how accurate I am and how I can show them what's going to happen if they don't listen. And I show them exactly what food they should be eating, what supplementation they should be taking, and what emotion they should be dealing with, what exercise they should do. In other words, a whole compendium of the proper systems to get your body in great shape. Let me tell you, I'm in my mid-70s and I'm in phenomenal shape for my eyes. Everybody's convinced I'm 20 years younger. That's because I've been smart enough to understand our iridology, apply the right nutrition, and apply the right approach, and that's why I'm so damn healthy. Thank you for listening.